Today on Drawbli.
Ben is drawing a bird from the newspaper.
Yes. Hey, I'm Ben.
And I'm Abby.
And we are self-taught artists documenting our process of learning to draw, which is, of course, better with friends.
So click that subscribe button if you're new around here and share your artwork on Instagram with #Drawbli.
And if you're bored or want to learn how to draw every day, you should check out our new drawing guidebook, How to Easily Draw Every Day, at the link down below in the description.
So Ben, I know why you drew this bird.
Why?
You were jealous.
I was.
You were jealous of me. I had a newspaper.
I knew you were going to be mean.
You called me a 1980s businessman.
Because you were reading a newspaper in Starbucks like a 1980s businessman.
How many 1980s businessmen do you even know?
So many. Gosh, I can't even count them all.
You've never even seen one.
I wasn't even alive during the 1980s.
I think they exist in movies. No, it's a very cute bird, and you did incredible with it. I actually saw this bird JPEG in the newspaper and chose not to draw it because I did not think I could do it justice. You got in there and did it justice.
So it was a very tiny photo in the newspaper, so I actually spent about half my time struggling to see all the information. And then I took a photo of it with my phone just so I could actually hold it up to my face and see it better.
So you weren't in Starbucks squinting at a newspaper right up in
like
front
a
of your
1980s businessman.
What do the stocks say?
Yes, what do the stocks say today? I must invest in birds.
In birds.
Yeah, well, I invested a little in birds.
Time.
And of course, for the colors, there's nothing to sample here. Not that I really enjoy sampling colors anyway. So I drew it based on eye, just kind of picking some colors, playing around, seeing what I can do. And I didn't use, and this is actually something I haven't really been doing a lot lately anyway. I didn't use any texture brushes or anything. I just used one brush the entire time. A simple hard round brush. It's nothing complex. And I want to get really good with a hard round brush just because it's one of the most basic digital painting tools that you can use. And I think if you can get really good with a basic brush like that, then when you do start using texture brushes and different kinds of brushes, you'll be a lot better with them.
That tracks and makes sense. I agree. Except I did try to use some textured brushes the other day that were really textured, like the illustration brushes, and I wasn't good at them because I did not know how to use them.
Anytime you get a new brush, I mean, there's a learning curve, no matter what it is.
That's true.
Same thing with digital sculpting. Anytime you grab a new brush, you're like, oh, this is really cool, but it is going to take me a while to figure out how I need to use this. But here you can see that I've gotten past the sketch. I added an underpaint layer, and now I'm just painting over top of everything.
Do you think paintings are embarrassed when we can see their underpaint layer?
Probably, yeah,
Oh
for
my
sure.
gosh.
That's pretty embarrassing. What goes on in your brain? What's happening in there?
So do you know what kind of bird this is?
I forget.
Oh my gosh, you have the photo of it. It would say in the caption.
It's not important. It's a bird. It's a blue crested something or other.
It's a bird. It's so important.
It's a chestnut-backed chickadee.
Oh, a chestnut-backed chickadee. Oh, I love it.
Abby loves birds.
I do love birds.
Abby's obsessed with art of birds, too. She actually has a framed puzzle hanging in our bedroom of a bunch of birds.
And oranges.
And oranges. I remember when I met Abby, and one of the first things I noticed when I walked into her apartment was the framed image of a puzzle of birds. A framed puzzle hanging on the wall. I thought that was interesting.
You stuck around though. You stuck around. You probably actually
The puzzle
jealous
works.
of my confidence in doing the total grandma-esque move of framing a puzzle.
It is a pretty grandma move, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's not a grandma image. It's really pretty.
It is.
Yeah. Although grandmas have good images too. No knocks on grandmas.
No knocks on grandmas.
The bird influence in my decorating aesthetic is just noticeable enough that when my second cousin visited from Chicago a few months ago, she noticed it, and at our wedding it gave us a framed piece of bird art also to hang in the home because she noticed that, and I thought that was the most touching and sweet thing ever, to notice my aesthetic and to support it. So nice.
So one thing I've noticed as I've gotten older, splatter paints, right? And how ridiculous they are.
Yeah, the Pollockses of this world.
Right, but I do feel like they can have a place in decor, in decoration, just to create some visual interest in a room. However, I do not think that any splatter paint is worth thousands of dollars.
I agree because I don't understand it and I fear what I don't understand.
I fear what I don't understand. Wow. It's poetic.
When we were...
I was just going to say, anything that I feel like I could create in Photoshop in a mere matter of moments and then send to Staples to get printed for $25 is not like worth thousands of dollars. I'm sorry. It just isn't.
It's worth that much when you're the first one to do it and it's so new and like off the beaten path that people are like, oh my gosh, what is this?
So bold.
So like
unique.
Jackson Pollock, he was, I believe, one of the first people to really do that. And people were like, you're doing this and calling it art? This is crazy. And the fact that we've rarely we've many times deviated from that, but that's still being touted as like very valuable art from when it's being created today. I feel like that's not the same because it's not pushing any envelopes today. Not that art has to push an envelope, but when it comes to more modern art, I feel like it's about being the first to create a new idea, a new feeling with paint. And so it's weird to see people just replicating that over and over and still like selling their artwork for a lot of money.
Yeah.
But I'm not a member of the fine arts crowd. What do I know?
No, in a lot of ways, a very critical eye of the fine arts crowd is that a lot of it is about rich people essentially investing in artwork and
the OG NFTs.
Yeah, kind of the OG NFTs in a lot of ways, which is the discussion that is just it's
here on Drawbli. We tackle the difficult topics. Next up, what happens after we die?
Yeah, great.
Who should be the president?
This bird. I would vote for this bird for president.
Yeah, I feel like he could be easily swayed by who has the best seeds, though. Manipulated.
Wow, how dare you say that about my bird?
Okay.
Wow,
I'm
Abby.
sorry I said that about your bird, but now the allegations are there and he should probably respond to them.
No, he's not going to, because we all know politically denial is acknowledging that there might actually be a problem. So he's going to ignore your claims. Anyway, my brushstrokes on this, I actually do enjoy looking back at them. I thought that I feel that they are quite fun to look at. There was a moment when I was working on this bird where I got really scared and I was like, oh no, I messed up. I don't know how to save all this messiness. But then I just kept working on it and kind of, I wouldn't say pushed through, but I just kind of trusted my experience a little bit.
Oh my gosh, just like Will Benson said in the baseball video.
Just like your...
He said, be comfortable and trust what you have.
Yeah, except I'm not a millionaire, so when I say it, it's not as cool.
Will Benson only makes $700,000 per year.
Yeah, huh? Wow, poor guy.
Baseball. I don't know anything about baseball.
I know that he makes a lot of money.
Yeah, because he was really diligent in his work, like in his quote.
Yeah, that's why he makes so much money. Yes. Not that pro sports players are overpaid at all. No. Anyway, birds, birds should be paid more. They don't get enough birdseed. That's what I'm saying.
They don't get enough birdseed? Maybe too much birdseed is bad for birds.
You don't know that.
Maybe birds have bird jobs that they need to do, like eating more bugs. And if we give them too much birdseed, they won't eat the bugs.
That's fair. That's a good point. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, see?
This is why I have you here to think about the macroeconomics.
I have the mind of a 1980s businessman.
Yes, of course. One thing I did here at the end, check this out. I'm going back in with a pencil.
Oh, I love that.
So I know that this is something a few different artists do. So I was like, oh, well, maybe I can be one of those artists and try to go back in with a pencil and see if I can get some of that sketchy effect back in.
Cool.
One of the last things I do to this, I felt like it was looking pretty flat, and it still does feel flat to me.
I struggle with that.
I know, it's so hard. But I tried to add some shading to increase the three-dimensionality of it.
Oh,
I don't know if it was successful, but it was kind of it's kind of subtle. It's like
In my famed portrait of Hunter Green, famed Cincinnati Reds baseball pitcher, the one thing I struggled with also was flatness, and I never figured it out, so I'm paying close attention.
you're not even looking at the screen.
I am now. I was looking at your face.
So I'm paying close attention, not even looking. I just increase the lights and darks. Light on top, dark on the bottom. You know how it go, to try to give it like some more roundness. I think it maybe did a little, but it still feels really flat
Well,
to
I
me.
love your bird art. I love birds, and I love birds as art.
See, I can't trust your opinion on this one because you like birds too much.
I would never have a pet bird.
What? Okay.
See, I don't love birds too much. I love them a normal amount.
And if you love birds a normal amount, just like Abby, click that like and subscribe button, and of course check out our drawing guide, How to Easily Draw Every Day, at the link below in the description.
Share your work on Instagram with #Drawbli because drawing is better with friends.
And this is the part where we say
Goodbye.
Goomba.
Can you make
Yes.
a chickadee sound?
Oh no. Of course I can.
No, they go chickadee dee 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 dee. Yeah, you got it.
Wow, you're so good at whistling.
You're good at whistling.
And now the rest of the episode is us just whistling.